The very first day I sat on the machine where you sit and you reach up to the bars and you pull them down.
Mm-hmm.
As my fingertips touched the bar, I actually felt something roll over in my stomach, my left lower abdomen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, that shouldn't happen. There was no pain. There was nothing. It was just that sensation. I came back and I told you, I think I need to go to ER. Something's wrong. We went to ER and they said, we got bad news for you. I go, it's cancer. And they said, you already knew. I go, no. But I know the October before I told my doctor that when I have a feeling I'm never wrong, and I wouldn't probably be here next October.
Yeah.
They thought I was nuts. But it turned out to be cancer, and I said, just tell me it's not pancreatic. And the guy looks at me, and it's that look that says, dude, it was pancreatic. And it already metastasized, so I knew that was pretty much not the thing you wanted to hear about.
No, it was pretty terrible.
Yeah.
Now, you were on the diet, for
Right.
the Mayo Clinic diet, because you were having pains and you thought it had to do with your weight or whatever, which is...
Yes.
So, we were having a hard time getting you to go to the doctor because you thought you needed to lose weight to go.
I hate to go when you're making bad life choices, and it's like, what's the point in going? But during that time, there were some times I actually had to go because of the pain and discomfort.
So the lesson from that is just go to the doggone doctor.
Well, the lesson goes beyond that.
It does.
It goes beyond that. When I sit down for chemo, it's $26,000. To have a scan, a CAT scan with contrast is $2,500. Every American, every 5 years from the time you're 35 on, you should have a cancer scan.
Let's go back to finding out about cancer. Desiree just handed me a note saying that we're having fever spikes.
Yes.
And so she took you to the ER, and then they insisted that you had a drinking problem.
Oh, that was the night they found it.
We went 2 weeks prior.
I have a bad time with memory even before this happened. So,
Yeah,
they did.
we've been through every step of the way, so we're not guiding here.
No, but I have a memory problem. I'm
Right.
just saying the chemo don't help.
No, and all
They
the
call it
meds.
chemo brain. But
What are you on, like 30 different medications right now?
I remember they told me, they said, okay, so how much do you drink a day? I don't. Well, your liver enzymes are like 400 and 1200. And I'm like, I don't drink. I don't know what to tell you what's wrong with my liver, And the one night they were really adamant that I recall was the night they found the cancer. And then they said that big spike because it was normal that night. And they said what must have happened was it spiked as the cancer was hitting my body. But how lucky I was that it had not hit the liver yet.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much how that happened. But for the longest time, everything was COVID and Lyme disease.
Right. But the moral of the story is get a scan.
I'm going to tell you the way it is. Tell your doctor, I'm having pain here, whatever it might cause you to get that scan. Google it, whatever you got to do. Get that scan every 5 years, because by the time they catch it under normal activities, it's going to be too late for most people.
Yeah, and the crazy part was going to the doctor itself couldn't get you a scan. They just blew you off. And to get that scan, you actually had to go to the hospital and say you're having all these pains, and that's where you got the scan.
Now, before that, though, the doctor had me in for x-rays and for ultrasound, neither one which will show up cancer.
You can't find cancer.
So they were testing me. It's just nothing that was applicable to cancer, which to me, every American, whether you believe there's a cure or not, every 5 years get a scan. For the love of God, get a scan. Use any excuse, any maneuver that you possibly can. Get the scan.
If you're having abdominal pain, back pain that's not from physical whatever, you need to have a scan.
And most doctors that you meet, if not all, will tell you to stay off the red meat. Anything that you can do to reduce any opportunity of cancer, you should do it. I'm not telling you what to eat, but I am telling you, do the research for yourself. Make your own decisions.
So after the hospital, you went and saw the oncologist.
Yes.
And that didn't go great. That went really bad.
Right. And those results just wore down over time.
Right. Well, we don't let you look at the results anymore.
Yeah. Right. Right. For my own good.
So your first visit to the oncologist, and we took a whole army. I didn't get to go because I was at work, I think. But we took a whole army in there. Your brother, your sister-in-law, Desiree, and you. And I think that was it.
That was it, yeah.
And you guys talked to the oncologist. And how did that go?
Well, it went...
The very first visit.
The very first visit was, you have cancer, you have 6 months to live without chemo, a year with.
Right.
Don't get on any stupid diets.
Right.
Or let's go home and die.
Yeah.
That was pretty much... And I'm like, all right, I'm the type of guy that likes the truth. I don't care how hard it is, just give it to me. That's everything I was told.
So you were told 6 months to a year, and here we are. We're coming up on a year.
Yeah, the end of February will be a year.
Right.
And according to them, I should be in terrible shape right now.
Right, but you're not.
And I've actually
you're actually better.
I'm in better shape now than I was
a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't go off of your doctor's timelines. That's important. We learned that hard way because we go off their timelines.
I'll throw one thing in there real quick you might want to get later, but what's funny about that and encouraging, where the first time I meet the nurses are like, do not listen to a thing the doctor tells you.
Right.
Fight. There is no such thing as a timeline. You fight positive feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what really helped.
So after we left, we went out to eat and that, and it was awful. I mean, we got all this horrible news. So then the research starts. We all started researching. Everybody's researching. Desiree's researching. I'm researching. You're researching. We're all looking into this because we kind of realized there wasn't really any help other than throwing some chemicals in you.
Right.
So what are some of the things you found out? And some of the things that you changed. Like you've changed your diet.
I've got a friend from New York that I served with was telling me about pH being grounded and you need higher pH. And like a day later, you get so many ideas from friends and family, all well-wishers, and you hear some stuff that's just, wow, really out there. Well, Desiree came home one day, and her friend, she mentioned to her friend what was going on, and he was telling her that he drinks high pH water every day because he lost his brother to pancreatic cancer, and he didn't want to get it too. So I got to looking, and the National Institute of Health, there's an article that people that drink the high pH water, on average with pancreatic cancer, extend their life 3 months. So I started doing that, and I still do.
Right.
And the other thing is red meat. I'm off red meat, which they say there's no evidence. Then I'm also off sugar. Everything you're told is both will feed cancer cells. Now, the doctors will tell you, and they have, that there's no evidence to support that. But what they don't tell you is the only time there's ever been a study was 1974, and the sugar people said, hey, we'll participate. Well, they just wouldn't release anything, and it just sort of went away on the shelf.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's no evidence, and there's why. So who am I going to believe? The
Well,
people,
sugar and meat, they're part of the biggest industries in the world. I mean,
right?